The side bend is one of the challenging strength exercises for our shoulder, and I call it the right angle triangle. And the main reason I do that is simply because when you do hop into your setup position, which I'm about to do now, your body will look like a right angle triangle. So I'm going to lock this shoulder down. I'm going to place the elbow directly underneath the shoulder joint. And what you might need to do here is think about pushing those hips away and draw that rib cage up and get that spine into a nice straight line. So what I've done here is I've created the right angle between my arm and the mat, and my spine is the hypotenuse. So if that elbow is a little bit too far away, just bring it underneath. Now I've got my natural curve through my lumbar spine. I'm not moving into flexion or overarching and moving into extension. Another way of getting into position, say if you're a little bit banana shaped with your spine like this, is just simply to pivot on the side of your shins as I've done now, lift your hips off the floor, and that usually brings you into a nice position, and then you can bring the hips back to the mat, keeping your hypotenuse not going bananas. Another little watch out point is sometimes people will have that arm vertical, but their shoulder will be further away like that. I want that shoulder nice and long. I want that length between your shoulder and your ear. And in this position here, we can do the static hold. And simply holding this position is the static hold. Don't forget to keep breathing though. Breathing into the base of your rib cage. Your corset muscles, of course, are working. And I'm doing this with bent legs at the moment. I could do a straight-legged variation. And when I do the straight-legged variation, what I'm looking for is that my top foot, the one closest to the ceiling, is forward of the other one and holding this position. This is quite tough. Both of these variations can also be done straight-armed. You won't have the arm vertical in this case. It won't be perpendicular to the floor or to your body. It'll probably be just that little bit further away. And you'll have softness through the elbow, softness through your knees. It's quite tough. And that can also be done bent-legged. I'll bring the arm in just a little bit. That's a better angle. So I actually prefer the straight arm version with bent legs. That's probably my favorite variation for both this and another variation called painting the rainbow. But the other variation we're going to do today is the thread the needle. For the thread the needle, we don't do it with a straight arm. You just won't be able to get as much mobility. So I'll talk you through that in a moment, but I'll just reiterate what I want to talk about with the static hold. Basically, the longer you're up here, the harder it's going to be. Listen to your body. Every now and then you will need to return the hips to the mat. If you keep your hypotenuse, you're still doing the exercise. If you go bananas, well, basically you're just having a rest. Now, thread the needle. We do it with a bent arm. You can do it with straight legs. I'll demonstrate that shortly. It's pretty tough. But with the bent arm, bring your arm up to lightning rod, and you're going to breathe out, and you're going to feed the hand underneath the armpit, but look over the shoulder. Breathe in as you come back. If you like, you can return your hips to the mat and have a bit of a breather. Breathing out, breathing in. Keep that length through the crown of your head. You're not curling up into a ball. Now, if you're to do this with the straight legs, again, the top leg is forward. And as I said before, it is quite a challenging strength exercise. I'm going to lift up into this position here. And as I rotate, I'll roll around onto the balls of my feet, as you can see me doing there. And my knees are staying soft. And that's quite a challenging exercise. So that is the right angle triangle, or the side bend. We've done the static hold, we've done the thread the needle. The only one left to do, which I'll do probably in a few days' time, is the paint the rainbow variation. So just a reminder, with the thread the needle, we always do it with the bent arm, but all the other variations can be done with a straight arm. I'll chat to you shortly.